I, 16 male, have a brother, 18 male, and our parents have been divorced for like 12 years. My parents always got along really well after the divorce. They threw us birthday parties together, celebrated Christmas together, and would talk about us and keep things good. My brother has medical issues, and they would be in the same room with him when he was sick or had a doctor's appointment. They also weren't those divorced parents who needed to schedule different times to speak to teachers. We were told we were the most important to them, and they never wanted us to feel caught in the middle. Overall, though my parents didn't spend a lot of time together, but they could spend time together and did when it was for us. I liked how they did that because it was nice to celebrate stuff with my whole family, and my brother loved that he didn't have to pick which parent came to see him when he was in the hospital. When I was 11, my dad got married again. His wife and us didn't get on super well, but not super bad either. She was included in the stuff with our parents, like birthday parties, Christmas and stuff. She was never very nice to mum, though, and now me and my brother found out she doesn't approve of dad and mum talking or being in the same room. She doesn't like joint Christmas celebrations or birthday parties. She thinks everything could be separate, and my dad's actually thinking of doing it. They told me and my brother a couple of weeks ago. My brother stormed out and told Dad he wasn't dealing with that bullshit. Dad told me he knew it would be an adjustment, but it was for his wife. I asked him why she mattered more than us. He said she doesn't, but it's different because we're older now. So I was like, I have to have 2 weddings, 2 birthdays, 2 baby showers, and everything else in the future? His wife said yes, and Dad said that's not what she's asking. They spoke at the same time, so Dad changed what he said, and he told me we'd talk about it more. I asked about my brother being in the hospital, and she said he's an adult now, so it's not like mum or dad even need to be there. My dad said to let things be figured out more first. I told him why bother, and he should know if he does this, if he puts her before us, then he'll ruin our relationship. The rest of the week at my dad's house was weird. My mum knows about it, and I told her I don't want to go to Dad's house if he's going to do this. She told me I'd have to go until a judge says otherwise, but she did speak to her lawyer and filed in court to see if we can't let it be my choice. My dad's wife's angry at me and my brother for not accepting this, and she told me I put my dad in a bad position to lose one of us. Dad keeps saying we need to talk about this more, but I feel like he just wants me and my brother to accept what his wife wants.
So, couple of things here. So, these guys have been separated for 12 years, since these kids were 4 and 6, and they're deciding, hey, 12 years later, we're going to fuck with the system. That's obviously been working perfectly fine up to now. That kid is a sick cunt. He's willing to stand up to his dad and his evil stepmother on this. His dad is a cuck, and that stepmom, I hope, ends up getting kicked out because she's obviously deciding things that are full family decisions that aren't just for her to pick. Because obviously that dad didn't agree with everything that was going on. He didn't want there to have to be 2 weddings.
Yeah, it's clear that from the description here, he actually has no idea what her vision is of what she actually wants, which was why he was initially agreeing with her, because he didn't actually know what her intention was with all of this, which is why there's all that back and forth of him saying, well, no, of course she doesn't mean that. Well, clearly she did. That's her expectation. And now that she's clarified, you've got to make a choice here. Now that you realize that this is an unreasonable expectation, you've got to call it for what it is.
Yeah. And also, while technically the oldest brother is an adult and technically doesn't need his parents to be at the hospital with him when he goes into the hospital, why would you want essentially a kid to have to go through that shit by himself? Especially when he's been going through this with the support of his parents his entire life.